prequel.
I want to see the prequel to the Book of Genesis.
All right, we are ready to go. So, one of the things that we mentioned from the previous thing, it's now starting to get the mayor himself is saying is if there's a way to kind of keep the taint spreading further into the stagecoach. And
I thought we dealt with that.
So are you? So I think that's the piece is that the professor asks, to have that conversation to say with you, Bob, to say, I need to get permission for her to do this. He says basically what I can do is put a box around your mother's head, basically.
That's probably how he was conceived anyway, right?
Her head, or like a room?
It needs to be. Well, if we're able to. I don't want to preclude her movement around too much, especially when it comes to the ritual. So if we're able to put her in, the box itself would basically put her in a state of. He says, from my understanding, it would put her basically in a living comatose state.
Okay. Boy, that's probably the worst way to do this, but okay.
He said he says basically it's the equivalent of giving somebody high sedatives, but the sedatives is being given to the worm itself that's emanating from her entire being.
Okay.
She wouldn't be in any pain. She would be actually in the opposite of that. She would be in a constant state of, I would say, euphoria in a way, from my understanding on how it works.
We call them opium dens back home.
I guess so. If that's what you think will work the best.
I mean, I'm not the smartest, but keeping her heavily drugged up, is that the best idea?
He said, the professor says, no, it's not. And he said, we've never dealt with, and he says, to be very honest, I have never dealt with a rank 6 black spiral dancer before who was willingly helping us out on this. So,
I thought you could somehow keep the spread by sealing off a room.
It's not the rooms itself. This is all the rooms themselves can be fluctuated by any way. They're the will of anybody that's around. We're dealing with a very powerful cairn here itself that has its own will in some sense. Yeah. So it's kind of we're presenting a cancer inside of this cairn.
Can we balance it by having the wild spirit there?
He says the best way we can balance it is what is happening to the triadic worm itself. As the weaver, we can encapsulate the worm, but this is on a very minuscule level of this.
But so bringing in the wild spirit isn't going to help us solve that. Like that, that wild spirit that I'm talking about.
I think this last time, one of the things we established was the fact that it would overpower whatever we did or something like that. Like bringing
We
the
don't-
wild won't balance it.
Right. We don't want to, and the professor says, we don't want there to be a worm and wild fight happening within the realms. That's what the Weaver is for, is to create stasis. We don't want to get rid of, we don't want, what does he say? Well, as the only one here out of all the legends who has the most understanding of what the Weaver is, and he says, to be honest as well, and I'm not going to lie, I mean, to be honest, if you're a hammer, every problem you see is a nail. You might have a different view on if you're going to talk to Agmar about this. You're going to have a different view if you're going to talk to Seeking Path about this. But from my perspective, I don't think we want to destroy the worm here. I think we just want to keep it encapsulated.
Or we bring the Weaver, right?
That's what I can do. I can create this stasis around her, basically her entire skull.
Oh, okay.
And the best I can do is keep her in a constant state of, in some sense, of euphoria. But she won't be, if there's anything else you're going to say to her, she's going to be out of it.
Oh,
Do we have a way of getting her out of it if we need her coherent?
It would be another ritual to take it off, and I'm not sure how long that would take because of the power that she possesses.
What does she actually need to do for the Rite of the Still Skies? Does she have to be conscious?
I don't think any of us really need to. And he points over to First Spear. He's not waking up. And I think we do have we now have, time is of the essence because we don't know how much longer First Spear has left in this world.
well, I do know that she doesn't necessarily care as much about anything but spending time with me.
Are we going to ask her permission, or are we just going to do this to her?
I would not do anything without the permission of this, or we will probably end up having a fight. She has to be willing to do this because it's a pretty in-depth ritual and it's going to take a while.
Do we all have to watch Bob's tearful goodbye to his mom?
No.
Good.
So let's say she says no.
If she says no, then perhaps we can meet you. And if she's only wanting to do this to spend time with you, then that's your decision to have her out of the stagecoach. And we're hearing words of spirits. The worm spirits know of her betrayal. She's going to be actively hunted as well. The safest place for her to be is here in stasis.
So what does it look like if the worm takes over the stagecoach then, while we're speculating?
I think it's not going to get that. I think what you're going to have is basically a battle between the wild and the worm.
Are we talking metaphor here, or?
I think the stagecoach is going to implode before we get done, before we get to our destination.
Okay.
And then you're going to leave all 13 legends out in the middle of nowhere, and we're a bright light. We need to make sure that we stay in the stagecoach until the very act of us doing the ritual.
I'm sure there's still moon bridges that work.
Where exactly does the ritual have to take place? This rather the Still Springs ritual, or Still Skies ritual, rather.
Sacred Ghost speaks up and he says, the closest place that we can do this that will probably do the least amount of damage, because we will be creating a significant amount of power. He said there's the cairn of the martyrs, which I find is apropos. It's off of Cordoba Island, which is off of the coast of California. It's an abandoned cairn.
Is that the place known as Avocado Island?
No.
Thought I heard that's what it was called.
Damn it! Now all I'm ever going to remember is that island is called Avocado Island, because I'm never going to remember the actual name of the island. It's always going to be Avocado Island in my head now.
Just remember the cairn of martyrs. Think about that.
Cairn of Martyrs.
Well, we can go talk to Mother.
Mother.
Oh.
All right, so you go in and as you walk in, you roll your rage difficulty of a 8. Just make sure you don't frenzy on her. So it's an 8, and you need at least 3 successes. So
To frenzy.
yeah.
Come on, Frenzy.
Frenzy.
Frenzy. Frenzy.
Do it.
Oh, so close.
There's
It's
2.
going in frenzy.
All right. The sense of the Stagecoach itself built a pretty substantial long hallway. It actually takes you like a 15-minute walk further down into like the depths of almost to a point where, and as you're walking further in, you've already know that the professor set up some weaver barriers around there, so you're walking through some steel gears and pipes and stuff. You walk through wild there into like some pretty substantial weaver place that makes you kind of feel good, steam pipes and everything, and then into this dark oily part of the Stagecoach, where your mother is in a room that seems to fit almost. It is starting to grow out of this Cthulhu-esque fleshy room, dripping with black oil, and she's sitting there. Looks like she's keeping herself occupied by reading, and you see the candles seem to, there's green flames in the candles.
All right, got the visual of the giant worm monster just sitting there reading a book.
She's old, so she's got like those bifocals on.
Yeah.
Holding the book up real close.
Yeah.
A tiny little book in her giant hands.
Licking her finger before she turns the page.
So what's she reading? Scarlet Letter, Pride and Prejudice?
Bride of Frankenstein.
Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, Tom Sawyer.
She turned she immediately she turns to you, and you immediately see the humanity in her white eyes. She says, she kind of comes up to you, and she says, it's been a while. I sense somebody else has come, almost near death.
The last one. It's time.
she looks around and she says, "Can I didn't pick this. This room seems to have taken on a life of its own."
I think that's the way of this place.
She looks over to the professor. The professor has an unwavered look about himself. If he felt intimidated, he's not showing any sign of it at all. He seems to be pretty stalwart, and as a Philodox, you would expect.
I come and touch the side of her big head. I look around. And I go, this is. I know it's not your conscious doing, but this is taking this place apart. We don't have much more time, I'm afraid.
What do we need to do?
We need to subdue what the worm is doing to this place until the right, which will ease any pain you might have.
She arches her head towards you and more like maternal curiosity. And then she looks over at the professor.
We
go ahead.
We need to bring the Weaver here to set things into balance. Otherwise, the Wild and the Worm will tear this apart. And myself and the professor, being Iron Riders, that's what we're prepared to do. If you would have it.
What will become of me?
You and him are of a power, yet that we're uncertain. I look over to the professor. It would be more of an opium sedation.
He pulls out seemingly from the inside of his jacket, he pulls out and it just seems to grow in size. It looks like a box with a hole in the bottom of it. Almost like, what was it called? The Wicker Man, where they put that box of bees around? Was that like a screen almost?
Are you talking about with Nick Cage?
Yeah.
Not the bees! Ah!
Something that looks like that, but a little bit more steampunkish.
And less bees.
Yeah. There's no bees to it. He says
it's all wasps.
He said this is a sort of sedation box that will keep the worm emanations at bay. Mother looks towards Bob and says, "Do you want me to do this?"
I think it would be best. I want to complete the mission, and I think we're on a path towards destruction unless this occurs. So what I want does not matter so much.
Will you be here?
I will be here.
She nods to the professor, and the professor somberly hands her the box, and it seems to grow in size to fit around her head. And he goes around the back of her, and he has to turn Krinos because of her huge size, and latches it shut. And as he does that, she reaches out and holds your hand.
I
And-
hold her hand.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
Aw.
Mama's boy.
I am here.
And you want to be our war leader.
She, the professor looks over at you and asks for help on doing the ritual. Roll your charisma rituals.
Uh-oh.
God.
Crap.
What's that? One dice for you?
That's 2.
Nice.
This
if-
house winter snow.
Did RB do this?
We would be there in the background if Bob wanted him there, as a friend. I could
As a
help.
charismatic friend.
Yeah, I could help you out with the ritual if you wanted.
If you
Yeah,
want.
it's all Weaver specific. I think you would be really lost in knowing what to do.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But we would still be there as a friend for Bob to be there. You'd
What's
be hanging back, but you'd be there.
What's the dip, Barney?
Difficulty of a 6.
All right. I'll spend a willpower. Seems important. I probably not botch.
Oh, speaking of, are we all back up to our willpower and gnosis and all that?
Willpower, yes. Gnosis, depending on where we're at, because it's not that far away from our last episode.
Two successes, Barney.
Wow. All right. Plus his 3. Okay. You notice that as soon as the thing is snapped into place, and once that thing is snapped, everything's snapped into place, and he does something along the lines with drawing out his rituals, is that he's using some kind of graph paper a bit and does something with a very mathematical way of performing the rite. You see that everything kind of snaps into place a bit, and you immediately see your mother shift in form to her breed form, which is a metis, but much significantly smaller than her size. She looks more lithe and frail and lean. And you see the entire room itself seems to fade into more of a weaver room. It takes on the room of, you see steam pipes and almost it looks like a factory kind of setting into the room that has a lot of shadows and darkness about it, but it's significantly a lot less worm taint in the room. And you see your mother kind of look at you with distant eyes, like she's not really there right now. And just instead of holding your arm tight, her grasp of you seems to fall away a bit, and she just kind of rests her hand on top of your hand, feeling as though that her mind is someplace else right now. He looks at you. The professor looks at you and with some somber eyes and said, "She's in a safer place, and so is the stagecoach." He says, if you need to say anything, I'll leave you to it." And he walks out of the room.
Does she even know I'm here now?
You think so? Maybe. She seems to be kind of patting your hand a bit, not holding it tight, but kind of distantly kind of patting it a bit.
Yeah. Well, then I guess come get me when the ritual starts. And I kind of sit down and to meditate.
Okay. Back in the main room, Meanwhile, back.
When he sits down to meditate, we will come back.
Okay. You see, Sacred Ghost points to a map, and he says, "This is where we need to go." All right, where'd that? All right, here it is. He says we're able to open up. We would be able to open up. Hang on, let me turn off my dehumidifier. He says, "I do have access to get into the." Oh yeah, somebody's already drawn on it. Yeah,
And that where it is?
that little dot right there. Yeah. Yeah, that dick. Yeah.
Adam's here in spirit.
He says that'll give us a safe place to actually do the ritual. He says we would and he said I have been talking with Caboose, and Caboose speaks up and he says, well, a lot of you are probably aware of the little thingy that Francesca took to switch. He says once the ritual is in place, it's going to call down the storm eater. The only way the first step to the ritual is calling down the storm eater, and the second part of the ritual is actually destroying the storm eater.
I imagine there's a pretty decent time gap between step 1 and step 2.
Since the ritual has never actually been done like this, we don't know if it's going to be minutes, hours, days, seconds. Either way, once the ritual is started, it's going to, with all of us out in a circle, we're going to have a lot of guests coming. And Caboose says, Caboose says this, and this is, and he holds up a necklace, and he says, this thing will buy us some time. It's kind of like what we did with Francesca. The wearer of this is actually going to look like the entire ritual. And it's a one-way ticket. The wearer of this is going to look like all of us doing the ritual, and he says the illusion will fall once the person wearing the necklace is killed by the hundreds of warm spirits that are attacking the person.
So this is the suicide mission portion of the plan.
This is the glory portion of the plan. We need others to make sure that they're there to protect the ritual as it's happening.
Well, it sounds like all you have to do is get away from a few worm spirits, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many did you say? Only a few hundred?
which we know of. Maybe it could be thousands, it could be dozens, it could be none. But this will buy us the time. It's a powerful talon.
Okay, Phil, you take the 100 on the left. I'll take the 100 on the right.
Yeah, I mean, no offense to any of you, but this sounds like we just need to escape from a few hundred or even 1,000 worm spirits. And I'm probably the most qualified.
He says, if we succeed, we will be able to have all 14 of us dead and have the Storm Eater destroyed. We'll need people around us to protect us. We also need somebody around to do this piece. And chances are, if we do this right, the reason why we want to do it on an island is this island is going to be destroyed.
So Bob's not here. Should we volunteer him?
So hey, Barney.
Yep.
Can we go back to the map?
Sure.
So you're saying use that island that was in the picture?
Yep.
That's Catalina Island. It's like a legit place. They're known for like wild pigs, or is it wild pigs or wild goats? Just there's some wild fucked up creature that like
And the martyrs too.
Yeah,
And avocados.
and avocados. But I think there's also just like a bunch of other islands there. Just get to give context to people.
So whoever is on the island probably isn't coming back.
But wait, isn't the island where we're doing the?
We're doing everything there. It has to.
Yeah,
they have to be close enough to.
So the distraction
Yeah.
is
It also needs to, well, it needs to be somebody tough, right? It needs to be somebody who can not die immediately when all these things attack. I feel like it almost has to be Bob, based on that.
Oh, I thought you were volunteering yourself, RB.
Hey, if I were a tank, I would volunteer, but
I hate to say it, but with sheer numbers, I think once someone gets attacked, it's probably going to end pretty quick.
He said. Caboose says. It's a matter of. It's a matter of the distraction piece. And if this ritual is going to take longer, it would be really important to have Bob there to defend the actual ritual as it's taking place. He's not fast. He's not sly. He says it's more or less.
Well, Caboose, if I didn't know better, I'd say you're trying to get me killed here. I'll even say that jokingly.
Can you moonbridge around? If you know, you can open moon bridges. Can you keep them busy chasing from one side of the island to another?
If there's a moon bridge there, I should be able to. I can't create a moon bridge, but I can open an existing one.
Oh.
And can't you cross without water or a mirror?
The actual bridge itself, you mean?
No, I mean into the Umbra.
Wu can.
Yeah, I can't.
Oh well, what's that thing where you do that like dodge and like you jump into the Umbra and?
Yeah, that's kind of like the short range protection thing.
Yeah.
I'm usually dropping them in the Umbra, not myself.
Oh, I see.
Well, I don't know much about the worm. How smart are these worm spirits? Not very?
We don't know who's coming. We know that the Storm Eater is one of the most powerful Bane spirits that we've seen in centuries.
Well, yeah, I mean, this part I hate to say, I think has to be me. All right, what's the next part?
We'll need people to protect, either the Umbra and also the real world. We'll need people in both places to make sure that the ritual is a success. Once the ritual is a success and the Storm Eater's dead, that's not preventing. He says it's not like once the Storm Eater is destroyed that all the Bane spirits are going to fall down and dissipate. You're still going to be surrounded by scores of worm spirits.
Oh, hey, Barney.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I thought you were done with what you were saying.
Oh no, good.
The backup that we're going to be getting from all the other cairns, are they already with us, or are they going to meet us there?
They'll meet. Yeah, they'll meet you there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll have some muscle coming in at the last minute.
Yeah.
You got Givens too.
Yeah, and don't forget, Madam Givens will be there.
Hey,
Yeah.
how would you
do they
like
know
to wear
that where to go?
Yeah, it'll be planned out. Yeah.
Okay.
Madam Givens is going to give you the power to actually make the Storm Eater and all the Storm Eater actually physical, take on a physical form.
I nominate RB and I to lead the defensive measures inside the Umbra and outside.
Sounds good. I would prefer to be outside the Umbra.
And keep in mind that the silver is only going to harm, not would only be harming if there's any black spiral dancers that will show up.
Yeah, I've come to terms with the fact that my silver is not going to be that useful.
If this island's gonna go down, should we set up some boats and rafts around it on the outside chance that there are survivors?
It's always you get, and Caboose and says, "You guys, if you want to, I mean, it's I'll be dead, so whatever you guys want to do." You guys are outnumbered by people who are already planning on being dead by the end of this in the room.
So what did you get my Facebook question about that I was asking Treasured Guest about his 6th rank gift?
Yeah, I'd have to. I think that the piece of it that is it's. I think that there's a difference between. I'd have to look at it again, but this is like sacrifice to the ritual itself.
You don't think it can work?
No, I think it's kind of like the whole, soul stone thing where,
Would it work for Phil? Because Phil is 5th rank.
It could work for Phil.
Expecting to die, Treasured Guest can sanctify him, so if he does die, someday he'll come back.
Yeah. As a Phil of legend.
It's worth a shot.
He could sanctify any 5th rank just in case.
Bob's 5th rank, right?
Will he feel awkward when I don't die and he did all that work for nothing?
Well, he'll be dead, so he won't know.
Oh, that's a good point. I just didn't want to hurt his feelings.
All right. He said it could get. Oh, did you send that now, Dale? Sorry.
Yeah.
If you have the if you have the amount, you can do that. Do you have the?
Yeah. I've got like 20 experience.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, guys, this is your last game if you want to spend experience. Yeah. Rally the troops.
I can't keep hoarding experience anymore.
You can, but no point.
So to get that background, we have to pay 3 and get a 1 in totem background to get the wolf
Winter wolf
totem thing.
Yeah.
So we can boost ourselves with the improvements as soon as we pay in, or does everyone have to pay in? Okay.
Everybody has to pay 3 experience.
What's that? What's the deal?
The winter wolf.
What's the winter wolf?
It's the pack totem. Who's only staying until you guys succeed in your mission, then he'll go away.
What's the cost?
Okay.
What's the cost of that?
3 experience for everybody.
So when it goes away, if we are alive, we lose all the benefits, but we still have a 1 in totem.
Right.
What's the benefit?
Basically, it's a survival totem. So we get survival, and like if you don't already have it, and then like other I think you get an automatic strength or something like that. Hold on,
+1 stamina.
Yeah, so +1 to stamina.
+1 stamina, primal urge, and animal ken, and +2 survival.
I'll take it.
And you can cash in once per story a
Wait,
gnosis for 3 willpower.
Hey, Ryan, can you post? Is it +1 or is it just you get 1 rank? And Barney,
It says +1 on the online on the White Wolf fandom site that I was looking at.
can you post the link?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to have an extra stamina and 2 more in survival. That would be pretty sweet for Luna's armor.
Yes.
Well, where did you post it?
I haven't posted it yet. Sorry, I didn't have it up.
I posted it
Yeah, I heard someone post it. Where did you post it?
in the
on the
group chat.
Roll20.
Sweet.
I mean, not that we're gonna survive, but this gives us as good a chance of anything.
Okay, yeah, so it is +1. So it's +1 to stamina.
Ooh, that must be a 5. Nice.
Yeah, 5 in stamina, +2 to survival. Hey, Barney, that puts me at 6.
Put you where?
It's 6.
6 stamina?
Survival.
Oh, 6 survival? Wow.
Yeah, it does the same to me. Puts me at 6 survival as well.
Toss on some of the Woo's hero song, and you'll be singing pretty.
it would put me at 6 stamina.
Wow. Okay.
But I want to see how much experience we get this game
-2.
to determine what I buy.
Okay.
Oh, and then also don't forget, guys, each pack member may once per story sacrifice a point of gnosis to gain a pool of 3 extra points of willpower.
Jeez Louise. Wow, that's awesome.
That's nice. Nice.
Nobody be attacking without willpower in this last fight.
We've already got our own pool of willpower.
We got our little winter pins.
Yeah, we got big time.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a personal totem where I can draw 3 extra points of gnosis per story, but I've never really had to use it.
Yeah, gnosis isn't as useful.
Well, there's some gifts that rely a lot on it.
Yeah.
So, so Sacred Ghost says, so we know that we're going to be met with some of our allies from other Karens who's going to be there. Their primary job is going to be attacking whatever's coming. But the role of everybody here in this stagecoach is to protect the ritual and making sure the ritual actually succeeds. Without the help of other cairns, would be slaughtered in seconds.
So since it's game time, can we send message to all the Karens everywhere and say, hey, this is fucking crunch time. Why don't you everyone send everyone they can just to protect us? I mean, our piddly helpers that we got during the poker game is kind of irrelevant. No Garu in the world should be standing by, twiddling their thumbs while this is happening.
You obviously don't watch Game of Thrones.
Well, then they should lose honor or glory or whatever.
Yeah, we fully expect that help to happen. And once we determine where we're going to be meeting.
Oh, and how about those Iron Riders? Those Iron Rider factions working on an alternative. Are they just MIA, or do they got anything for us?
The professor speaks up and he says, "We got word. We got word recently that they failed, and it actually
fucking wankers.
It strengthened the Storm Eater significantly. They swallowed up a lot of those those Iron Rider legends."
Well, screw them anyway. They hijacked our stagecoach.
Yeah, I'd be kind of worried about letting them in on the plan anyway, due to them previously showing a strong disagreement for it.
They're all dead. Doesn't matter.
I mean, if they weren't dead. Now that they're dead, I think we all agree that we probably shouldn't call them.
All right, so we're
I'd
gonna
be more
have
worried if
everyone
they answered.
And not to sound, and this is what's his name?
Van Gravish.
Not Ben Gravish.
Ben Gravis.
Hey guys.
Hey guys.
I was thinking about having him show up and looking all confused again, but
Isn't he like 5th rank too?
Nah, he's probably have maybe. He's up to. He's one of those NPCs that was like supposed to be a lot more important later, but then I'm like, you know what? No one's talking about him anymore. So, Stoey on Pure Poetry, the Shadow Lord says, and he looks towards RB and he says, not to sound too negative about the idea of calling all to arms, but as I know from the politics of the Garu nations, inevitably, even if the ritual fails, it will significantly weaken the Storm Eater, and you might have some other tribes will take advantage of a weakened Storm Eater and take it out on their own and win the glory for their entire tribe. Or you might have a couple of allied tribes who will finish off the work that if we fail that we started.
Our guts, their glory.
I guess that's encouraging.
Yeah, let's try to look at it a positive way and say they're ready in case we don't succeed.
Still, there's no harm in saying anyone who wants to help us, you can
Oh, yeah.
help us.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I would also state that we'd have to make sure that we're very significant, and we know for sure that when we send out that call to arms of who we want to come, that let's say, for instance, it's all Wendigo and Octena that come to help us. There's going to be some tribes who are going to be decidedly not to come and have the Wendigo and Octena be wiped out to strengthen, and then their cairns are going to be not strong. Same goes for if the Silverfangs decide to come, then absolutely the Shadow Lords are going to feel that they're justified to come as well, not to be underdone by the Silverfangs. So we're not going to have all he says the representation of all tribes are here in this Stagecoach now. If it was easy enough that we wanted everybody to come, it wouldn't have been that hard for you to gather all these legends in the same room. It would have been if it wouldn't have been a journey to get us all here. If there was no politics involved, all the cairns would have opened up and we would have all come on our own accord, and all the Garo Nation would be coming here.
Boy, that would have been nice.
Yes.
You know, the entirety of the House of Winter Snow is going.
One of us has to survive. Preferably one of us who can reproduce. Sorry, Bob.
Well, I've
Take an
already done.
experience. That's good.
I've already done that. So
It's not bloodline. We can just anybody can be in the club.
So is that true? Is that how it works?
Well, it's
Yeah.
not bloodline. Yeah, it's just a camp.
Oh, all right.
That's
Who
awesome.
wants to join? Let's induce everyone. Who wants
All
a
right.
+1 charisma?
On a more,
$500.
on a,
One charisma.
on a more negative note, who do we want to say needs to survive this? Is it Wu, since he's taking all the information? Where if shit goes down really bad, Wu should just get the hell out? And the off chance we do fail?
Stoyan speaks up again. He says, if we need to have a Galliard to survive. If not, he says, there's been many epic and amazing battles against the worm that have been fought over the eons. They've never been recorded. It's a matter of pride to have a Galliard live. But if the weight of this succeeding is having him sacrifice and the story's never told, I think the honor of the death outweighs the honor of telling the story of a failure.
Oh yeah, I'm agreeing, but if things start going south and we know it's not going to succeed.
So you want us to record in the silver record the failure that you've all witnessed?
Why not? Fair is fair. Can we leave some kinfolk behind just with it all written down? They'll give it to a Galliard.
Yeah, I mean,
I think your butler should be the one to survive.
Yeah.
I'm for that.
Yeah, I've got it written down. I can pass it off to another cairn before we start the ritual.
yeah, who's the guy giving me grief on this? Is it Stoyan?
yeah, the old Shadow Lord.
The other Shadow Lord.
I'm sure you weren't here for the beginning of this, but we pretty much learned about this from 4 asshole Silverfangs who were stuck in the Umber for I don't know how long. So it kind of helps if the next generation, if this fails, has a little more reliable record. That's all I'm saying.
Damn, Phil just got hardcore.
Give him an experience point.
I know.
You guys are
Call
passing.
back to season 2 finale.
I hate my tribe.
Oh, take some honor
Father
away. from that
Thunder
statement.
approved.
Take some honor loss for.
He says, Stoyan just says, I'm just, he says, I have the ability of understanding how Shadow Lords work, and I have the ability of understanding how Galliards think. And I also have the ability of knowing that I'm not going to live to see my next auspice. So
If you just want to say Phil's right, we can end on that.
he looks towards Wu and he says, "Note it for the silver record that Stonion Pure Poetry, legend of his own tribe, has noted that Phil. What's your whole name again? I forgot.
Philadelphia, Phil.
Philadelphia.
Punxsutawney Phil.
We'll just take that.
What was it? Phil something. I can't remember.
Ceases our Shadow Lord.
We're staying with what Brian said, though.
Look at your damn sheet. He says, "I'm just stating that Phil's wisdom has silenced the legends in the room." Pennsylvania Phil.
We'll take it.
We also do need to think about, just in case, what we're going to do with the Stagecoach. We've made various promises about what to do with the Stagecoach, if I recall.
Going to Madam Givens.
Well, we've agreed to invite her in. We've also agreed to listen to the other Karn leaders at the poker game. We agreed to listen to their propositions. If we're all dead, I don't know what that does with our promise.
Yeah, if we're all dead, we really can't keep our word that well.
Yeah, that's beyond. If we're all dead, it's not our problem anymore.
Sure, but if we're not, do we just
Then we
invite
keep our
everyone
promise
in the
to
Karn?
Madam Givens, the one who's actually going to be there,
Well, we promised her entry.
which pretty much gives her the Karen.
Well, not if we have little Jenny Lupus riding it into the Sunset Kingdom.
At this point, Bob, you can. Your mother seems to go to sleep, so you can come back up into the room if you'd like.
Okay, I'll play. I was just honoring her wishes.
I just realized that Bob hasn't said it. Oh yeah, Bob's still in the other room. Yeah,
Hey, I'm a good son.
yeah.
You're a good boy.
Yeah. I'll walk back to the to wherever there is adventuring.
Well, if we've agreed to leave it to Madame Givens, should we make a pact that if anyone survives, they will kill Madame Givens? Did we promise not to do that? Do we owe it to our fallen pack mates who I never met to kill Madame Givens when this is all said and done? What does that contract say? I don't know. I wasn't there.
This would be a good time for me to arrive. We promised not to kill her when she was in a weakened state.
Any time frame on that?
I guess best judgment.
All right. Well, if I survive, I'll do what I can to kill Madame Givens. If anyone else wants to make that pact.
Yeah. Well, then when she turns you into an arrow, remind yourself what a good idea that was.
Yeah, well.
Madam Givens is a sucker punch kill. You don't get her with one, you're dead.
How about we focus on the bigger problems and not her?
What are you guys talking about?
We've got to cover all our bases.
You know, the normal, who lives, who dies.
Yeah, you missed most of the fun stuff, Bob. Sorry.
All right.
Basically, the island we're going to do this ritual on is probably going to crumble. We're all going to die either a horrible death when the island explodes or drowned.
Hey,
I
but at
did
least
suggest
some of us
boats.
get to. Hey, at least I don't need to worry about the drowning, though, right?
Maybe you do. Silver, you could live. Should I invest in experience points in swimming?
Everybody dumps all their experience
Yeah.
into swimming.
I've already got a 2 in athletics. I can already swim.
Is there like a sea otter totem?
Probably.
There's a totem for everything.
There's a totem for everything.
There's a totem for that.
So how about we
There's a
do this? Since Chaska, you've recommended yourself and Arby as the 2 field commanders. Who's going where? Who's fighting at your side and who's fighting at Arby's side? I imagine we're splitting our forces.
Arby's a field commander.
Yeah, we asked you and you didn't say anything.
Because he wasn't in the room.
Hey, let's
How am I in
count
this?
leadership shots.
He's made it to rank 2.
Yeah. I think RB will lead well.
Thank you, boss.
That's true. And in any like modern werewolf game, rank 2 is the leader.
Yeah.
So what was your? So you asked the question to Chaska? Was that you?
Yeah, I asked.
Yeah.
He's the one that spoke up and made the recommendation. So I'm just asking him what.
Well, if Phil is the one that's gonna run this from like he's gonna be the one kind of he's gonna be the red herring of all of this. RB says he'd like to stay Earth side. I'm going Umbral side, which means I'll need somebody to help me get there. I think Wu can do that, correct?
Are we doing this at day or night?
I don't know that I can take other people with my gift.
Use a puddle or something. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone could drink a whole bunch of water.
Yeah, I guess there is a lot of water around, so we could just pass through the water. Sorry, I think desert mentality. So
I still laugh at the idea of one of you guys said to the bonar thing, just pee on the ground and jump through.
Yeah.
Jericho Steam was going to do that. He's not even a
Well,
bonar.
If it's nighttime and the moon's out, I can use pools of moonlight to cross over.
Oh, the gift says that I can lead packmates into the Umbra as per the usual rules. So I don't know what the usual rules are for leading somebody else into the Umbra.
I think it's that I'd have to. I wouldn't worry about the game mechanics of that. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right, so you guys are all going to the Umbra. Bob, I would be honored for you to fight by my side with Pack Shield.
Where's the ritual going to take place? In the Umbra or in the real world?
Oh, I assume the real world, but I guess I don't know that.
Yeah, because Madam Gibbons was going to turn the Stormbringer Eater fucker into something real, so I would imagine that would be happening in the real world then.
Yeah, the Sacred Ghost says the benefit that she's doing for us is that if we did the ritual in the Umbra, we're going to be on the Storm Eaters thing. He's going to be severely weakened in a physical form.
So with all the thousands of Bane spirits and whatnot that are going to be showing up with the storm, what defenses do we have against something like that? I remember when Chaska died, it was unbelievable. When Enoch died, when Enoch died, it was unbelievable. It was like an ocean of evil spirits. If this is going to be even worse than that, we're going to need some kind of protection, or it'll just mow through us.
Didn't seem to do anything to me.
Except for Bob.
They just flew around me.
Sacred Ghost says the difference is that you're dealing with the Dark Umbra. Those were ghosts that were coming through that the Storm Eater sent. The Storm Eater allied himself with a Malfian spirit to destroy Harrogate because the Storm Eater knew that Harrogate was the only place that this Man of Legends could be in one place in safety. But what the Storm Eater didn't realize is that Madam Givens would come and actually make the Harrogate turn mobile, which making it virtually impossible for the Storm Eater to find out where we're going to be. That's why as soon as they step out of this stagecoach, all of them, it's going to be a bright light shining. And to answer your question, this is where we need to make sure that we have as many Geru. We can summon, we have powerful Thurges to come and help us summon as many spirits, Gaian spirits, to help us out as possible.
Yeah, this seems like something where totems would show up, right?
Yeah. Gafflings, Jaglings.
Delphins.
Gaffling.
Mm.
All girls have wings. So that is going to bide us time. And every single Geru who's coming to fight should go in with the expectation of that they're not going to survive. And if they do live, that's great. If they live, that means we've succeeded.
I'm still for the life raft idea, just in case.
Let's you and I work on that.
What are our kinfolk going to do? But stuff like that, they'll be dead instantly if they jump in this fight.
I thought we were dropping off all the townsfolk or whoever, right before.
Yeah.
Okay. And tell them to get rafts ready to save us. In case.
I thought we were taking them to like San Francisco or something.
Well, who would want to go there?
The wretched hive of scum and villainy.
There's liable to be big trouble there.
Yeah. But only in Little China, nowhere else.
Yeah, we should drop off as many people as possible beforehand, and as mentioned, try to see if they could get a raft ready in case it's needed.
Yeah. We can turn Wu over the authorities.
Yep.
I mean, anything we can do with our money. Bob and I are rich, right?
Yeah.
Buy some boats.
I mean, you can't take it with you.
Yeah, buy
Well,
some.
then why don't you
You can leave
arrange
it
for
to-
Liam? Why don't you arrange for Liam to get the Silver Throne?
Yeah, absolutely.
And for Wu to be your financial heir.
You're a stargazer. You don't need money.
I think declaring Wu the heir makes a lot of sense.
I gotta gamble with something, Barney.
Yeah, he'll just take that money to San Francisco and waste it.
I will most likely not be perishing, so a will is not needed. However, I may have a will.
And Sacred Ghost says he said, and also too is that the reason why we're now on such a we've produced a very significant timeline on us is, and he kind of points over to First Beer. We don't know how much longer he has left, so
Yeah. So what can we do to support us between now and then? I know I've been bugging the professor to try to fetishize one of my firearms. Is there anything else these 6 ranks can lend their talents to, just sort of to give us some kind of upper hand? I'm sure they can all make fetishes or talons or.
not all of them.
No.
It's
I
not
think
like
the
they're
main thing-
legends or anything.
If they can raise a spirit army, that's going to help considerably.
Yeah.
Which I think they have that capability. There's a few of them that are pretty hardcore. Agmar, the old lady. I guess there's a couple old ladies.
Do they die early in this ritual? That's another question for Sacred Ghosts, I guess. Can they actually provide support while they're going down?
No, they're going to be in a state of having their souls taken out.
So that's painful.
So then, whatever they can provide beforehand going into the battle is what we really need from them.
Tantamount, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, we would be able to. Let's see, who hasn't said anything in a while. Seeking Path states, he says, we'll be able to provide to at least set up any types of rituals or any type of dedications, but gifts that would be enacted would cease to be controlled depending on the gift once we expire. Especially some gifts that would involve our concentration or our presence to the contribution of it. But there are some rituals that can be implemented ahead of time.
I would definitely ask the professor if he can fetishize a gun or two for me and or others. For those of us that are staying in the real world, and I know he's been target practicing with me, he probably knows that I would be much more effective were I to have a firearm that could hit Bane spirits.
Yeah, I think he agreed to help me out with a item as well. And I think as a note, if it hasn't already been said, now's the same time to break out the silver bullets.
The metaphorical ones, the literal ones, apparently aren't going to be very useful.
Well, there might be black spirals.
Yeah, I'm assuming that we're not just going to get hit by spirits. We're going to hit really hard on the physical plane. And there's a good chance spirals will be with them. I'd rather err on the side of caution on that part.
Sure.
Well, then we just need to specifically talk tactics here. My tactic, or the things that I had been building over the years, the ridiculous amount of gifts that I have are built for one thing: for me to be the center of the fight, and for the fight to come completely to me. I'm, however, still vulnerable to silver. So RB, or anybody who has any sort of sharpshooting whatsoever, your only job will be to keep silver from hitting me. If you see a clove, if you see something that's coming at me, nothing else will put me down. I guarantee you. That will.
Nice.
I think that Wu. I think to RB's point earlier, Wu and Kate should essentially go Umbral side with me, but also part of it is because they're going to be the ones most capable of going back and forth. So if something happens that RB and Bob do need some assistance, they're able to most quickly and efficiently go reality side and clear things up.
Well, from what Bob was just saying, I was thinking Wu could stand by his side with the arrows that I got from Madam Givens. Keep the silver far away from him.
And of course, your Song of Heroes. I can't believe we haven't had that going into every battle this whole season. It's pretty fantastic.
Well, yeah,
I just got it.
That'll be why. And you were also
because Brian didn't even know about it until Dale brought it up. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, because next time you do that, I'm adding it to science. And that's going to make me even more indestructible.
Science!
Science!
That's what she blinded me with.
Weird science.
Funny, I made 4th rank, but I'm not going to have any experience to buy any 4th rank gifts. It's like 4th rank in name only.
Man, it's like wanting 10,000 spoons. All you need is a knife, right?
No.
That's actually why I held on to experience.
Yeah, I burned up all my experience buying one 5th rank gift.
Which one did you get?
Thieving Talons.
Oh, is it the one where you can learn anything you see?
Yeah. So hey, I'm a mage. Woohoo!
I've only got one.
Then you should be the one fighting Madam Givens.
Wait, Bob, don't you have that? Didn't you learn that gift that makes you immune to silver entirely?
No, that's expensive.
Oh,
I mean, I won't have it by then
shoot.
because it's not a tribe one.
Yeah, it's a silver fang.
If we
It's
played maybe like 3 more games, I'd be able to have it, but we're not
If we
there.
knew any time mages, we could keep like rewinding time and level grinding.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, guys. We'll just spend one extra episode of just going out and just like killing boars, and then I'll get you up there.
Well, I just looking through here. I know what a gift I'm going to buy, Barney, when I get the chance.
Do it now.
Better fight
Yeah.
soon.
The chance.
Spirit Ripper. It's a 3rd level Black Fury gift.
Oh, that sounds pretty badass.
Furies are one with the wild. By channeling that kinship until blast of pure chaos, a werewolf may shred a spirit's essence, scattering its power to the honorable winds. It does nothing against wild spirits, but can be very effective against worm and weaver ones.
Huh.
That'd be useful to have next episode.
Yeah. Look at
Yeah,
that.
you should be able to learn it in 4 sessions as you hang out with wild spirits and get acclimated.
And since you're gonna die, like there'll be a lot of spirits to hang out with once you're dead.
Each success I get reduces a spirit's power by 3.
Let's just have Kate fight the storm eater.
Yeah. The problem is
I like
have to
that
spend
idea.
a Gnosis. I have to spend a Gnosis every time I do it. And I don't have that many of those.
You just spend one, and then shred it.
Yeah.
Barney, we're done. We won.
Cancel next week.
And all
Yeah.
the 3rd level gift.
Yeah.
All right, so we know Madam Givens will be there. You'll have other cairns bringing in their cannon fodder. So for sure, Chaska and Kate are going to be Umbra side. Woo back and forth. That I've written down. RB and Bob are going to be Bob, and is going to be physical. Phil is going to be
Likely dead.
holding
Let's
the talon.
get physical. Hmm. So, Professor,
Quick question about what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm a diversion, do I want to keep the spirits away and chasing me, and no matter what, don't go back to the group?
The group is the actual ritual is going to be completely invisible. They're not going to see it. The actual ritual, not the guys around, not the people around.
Okay.
So they're going to see that the all 13 or 14, all 14 six rank and sacred ghosts. So basically, everybody that's on that sheet are going to be invisible. They're going to be. You'll look like that entire ritual, basically.
but he can move. So
Yeah.
it will look like the ritual's moving.
It won't look like I'm not sure how that part's going to work.
Oh boy.
This is pretty advanced spirit science.
Yeah.
Probably none of the legends have any fucking idea what's going to happen.
No, they got to sing out. None of them have done this before.
It's kind of hard to know like what's really going to happen.
I'm beginning to lose a lot of confidence in this plan right now. Throwing it out there.
Just run like a rabbit, Phil.
That's what it sounds like I need to do.
How's your dodge?
It's present.
Maybe Phil should go to like New York or some shit. Like,
Yeah.
like do the fake version from New York.
I think he said I have to be relatively close to him.
Ah,
Yeah.
that's dumb.
Plus, think of the body count in New York.
Yeah.
That's
It
the
happens.
point, right?
Yeah, I mean that's kind of a day in New York. Like,
And so, and also to just remind everybody, this week you'll send me a message, and I'll send to you all, and you'll. What I want to do is make sure you guys do your stamina rolls ahead of time, and then if you're going to be doing gifts, so we don't spend, so we have a lot more time doing actually the role playing and the action part of the final episode. So what we'll do is that you'll tell this. So what we'll do it on board to make it a little bit easier for all of you is I'll be rolling the damage, and then you pick your list of stamina rolls to say, I'll use this stamina roll, I'll use that stamina roll. So
That is advantageous.
it's advantageous for all of you, yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, like it'll be.
How many rolls do you want?
I think I said maybe 20 stamina rolls for everybody,
Oh,
but
God.
then 40 stamina rolls for Sag's character.
But we can do our Luna's armor and stuff, right?
Yeah, you got. But I want so you'll roll ahead of time on because
Mhm.
I don't have to be nobody. You don't have to be online, but you guys can roll that because your rolls say what you rolled that for. So you'll roll to enact any of your gifts first, and then you'll roll from there to say. Because then I can see like I can be at work and you can send me a message saying I did all my rolls. And then I'll look it on there, and then I'll write down everything that you did.
Okay.
I'm gonna have a checklist. So
I got to roll 40 times.
oh, you're gonna roll more than that because you're probably gonna want to roll your gifts to implement your gifts first, and then
Oh,
from
yeah.
there you're gonna yeah. That way we don't have to spend the 2 hours next week rolling dice.
Rolling dice is fun.
But you can do it. Yeah, I mean, but you know how long it takes to.
So we have to choose what form we're going to be in.
Yeah. I'm assuming Krenos for everybody.
Well, that depends if the professor is going to make me a gun or not.
You can make a Krenos gun.
Yeah, if it's dedicated, it'll change with you.
It'll
Mhm.
grow so I can use the trigger.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, dedicated.
Gatling gun.
I thought I had to stay in at least Glabro to use any kind of firearm.
This is a 6th rank Iron Rider. He can make it badass.
Yeah.
He can.
Either that or when you change forms, your hands just stay really small.
Oh, that's so emasculating. No.
Wait, who is the politician with small hands?
Trump.
So wait, are we saying that RB is Trump's grandfather? Just kill
It
him
all
now.
kind of makes sense now, right?
Let's make Garu great again.
So is that rally the troops, Dale? Is that something that you're looking at?
Yeah, I'm taking that.
Okay. A short rally cry command of or speech to a group of non-supernatural humans that player.
Yeah, I guess the question is, are we going to have non-supernatural folks around?
I don't think so.
Maybe I won't take that one.
Yeah, I was gonna say because it says it's for non-supernatural. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't wait. Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Lots of supernatural folks around.
Yeah. Yes.
If you give shit, where is it? If you're dealing out 4 experience, I want to buy Twist of Fate, which is a meta skiff. It's basically karmic strike. Like if I'm dying, the last blow does like extra 10 dice, ridiculous damage to it. It's like I'm taking you with me sort of gift. So it depends if you're given 4 experience or not. Because
I could do 4 experience. I'll let you guys clean out your. So my idea, as I say, this is to next week is the last session. I'm not planning on running any Harrogate after this. If in a few years you want to do some sort of, like, I don't know, some one shot.
Who are you going to run? No one's going to survive.
I don't know if that this really comes down to dice rolls. So I'm not even gonna pretend.
Let's do plays on the salmon.
Yeah.
Or what I always get.
White rice or brown?
Oh, white.
I have visions of everybody surviving, everybody dying, a few people living. So I don't know how it's going to work out. This is all going to be up to the dice rolls. So,
well, we could be.
Who was touched that Phil wanted him to live?
Do you see the size of my heart right now?
We could be the old people that come when they have to rebind it again in Modern Knights.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you go back to it, when we had it was the Silver Fangs, right? Like that pack that was trapped.
Yeah.
Telling us about this.
That was a mixed pack.
How much did we believe those guys? I know I didn't.
You had that would be fun if Treasured Guest does that thing to you and Woo, if you guys, because you're the only rank 5s there.
I'm not Woo's a rank 4. Yeah.
Woo's a rank 4. No, but I'm sorry, Phil and Bob rank 5.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
And then we could actually run in a few years run a Modern Knights where you guys are playing the little ranked and the Storm Eater coming back, and they actually do the ritual to bring back Phil and Bob.
You should also remember that Arby has the longevity merit, which was a useless buy considering the next episode. But he could potentially be an old man in modern times.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah,
Woo's great grandson is around in modern times.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, but my thought is if we had better information going in, then it's gather a bunch of these ancients and something cool may happen. It would have been a little bit better. And I trust Woo to tell a better story than me.
All right. I'm trying to think. This is, like I said, this is a planning session more than a actual. Anything else you guys can think of that you wanted to do? Any other questions you wanted to ask the legends?
Well,
because keep in mind, next session is just going to be mostly just action and fighting. So anyone want to talk to any legends before they go off to their ultimate demise?
I did want to talk to Shadow Lord, but he's kind of a douche, so I'll pass.
He's nice. What are you talking about?
He's a jerk.
He's nice for a Shadow Lord.
So I would definitely ask the professor if he wants to fetishize a gun of mine. And I would say that if I survived, I would go back to Pittsburgh and help his family keep that place under control. As a
Fiona.
Yeah, and as consideration of his time. I know his time is in high demand. He likes to make hands and limbs and Gatling gun hands and whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah, he'll make you a gun. That's fine.
Boom.
Yeah. But he says, would you prefer that, or he says, I can only do one. I can either make you a gun that's fetished, or I can actually take all of your silver bullets and turn them into talons so they can do aggravated damage to spirits.
Interesting. Well, who else is going to be using guns?
He says, it's not my place to know that.
Sure, yeah. I was more asking anyone else here.
I mean, I'm capable of using guns, but my claws are way more badass.
I guess I would ask for the gun to be fetishized then.
Okay.
Unless I've got an army of people who can shoot my silver bullets. It's easier to just have a fetishized gun.
Okay.
Unless we want to get some kind of, unless strategically we want to get some kind of group of kinsmen with with guns on the perimeter to help with the spirits, but I feel like they would die pretty quickly.
They probably would, but might give us extra couple seconds.
I would double check with Bellaforth and still say, I know I'm not going to learn it in time, but if I make it through this, can you organize spirits to teach me the silver gift?
He says, I can arrange that.
I nod.
And this gun, is this gun going to be usable in Krynos or Glabro only or Hamid only?
If it's fetish to you, it'll adapt to whatever form you're in.
It's going to go all Hellboy big.
Now I need a cool hat. Can anyone make me just a cool hat that I can wear as Krynos that'll help me shoot things just because it looks cool?
He promises also to go to your city and set things straight there.
My city's a mess.
And I'm trying to look at who.
No, I kind of want a badass hat.
This is Wild West, man.
It doesn't even need to do anything. Just a really cool hat.
I just assumed you two already had badass hats anyway.
Oh, okay.
For
Never mind
Caboose.
then.
Yeah.
Ask Caboose if he could have his hat.
Arby doesn't even own a pair of cowboy boots.
Any of them have any powerful fetishes they want to pass on?
Well, yeah, didn't Silver Fang have a great clave that he wants Bob to have since he can't use it?
Oh, that's right. He's got a great clave. Holy shit.
Yeah.
All right, which one did you pick, Dale? Or you just sent me the link to the whole rank 3?
Oh shit. Eye of the Storm. That's weird.
Eye of the Storm. Raging Blizzards.
Dude, that's more damage. I'll ask Bellaforth that, and I'll tell him I'll pass my clave on to somebody else.
Yeah, he said he'll give you his clave then.
Oh yeah, I forgot he had that.
We had a grand clave.
Phil's got good melee, right? Why don't you give the clave to Phil?
Who wants a get a Fenris clave?
Where did you get that? Did you have that at creation or did you steal it?
I've had that all along.
Yeah.
They kind of hid it with me. It was a what's it called? It'll make you stronger because people are going to be beating on you for it. So yeah, it did its job.
Yeah.
That's an interesting way of looking at it.
All right.
So
anybody else want any presents or get anything from?
Out of game, we probably shouldn't tell the professor at this point that the vampire we said we killed to get him to come with us, we actually didn't kill. Anyone want to get some honor for saying that?
It's like I can see that happening. Like before the ritual starts, she goes, "Okay, real quick. We lied to you. We cheated you. We lied to you." Like, wait, what the fuck?
Not go die.
I would probably take what's his name? Hardstone? Is that his name?
No, Hardstone's gone.
No, I'm sorry. The Wendigo. The Wendigo.
Oh.
Sacred Ghost.
Oh yeah, Sacred Ghost.
I'd probably take a walk with him and make sure he's all set, if you will.
Okay. He does state that he says if it's possible, I might need some of your assistance during the ritual if you're not too distracted.
I planned on being Umbral side.
Oh, that's right.
I'm pretty good at rituals.
I just did some with my mom. I mean, I'm pretty good at it.
See, Woo's going to be shooting the arrows, right?
Yeah.
All right. I'll give my clave to Phil. and make him promise that he's got to give it to Liam when he turns into when he turns.
Are you sure no one else needs it?
If he turns, come on. Put so much pressure on the kid.
I mean,
already.
I'll have a toy of my
Well,
own
that's
going into
different.
battle. So if anyone else needs this more than I do,
Kate's
Everybody
better
else-
with her claws than a clave. So
Everybody else is going to be at range, or we can just pack it with the boy now.
I think I'm one of the less likely to live. So if you really want the boy to have it, maybe you should give it to him. A little pragmatism there.
You might need it though.
Well, if I'm not wrong, I should have Death Spear by then.
Yeah, write down the stats for that. Tell me what you want that to be.
Will do. Yeah, remember when we fought a Faceless dude a
Yeah,
long time ago with all the demon kids? Remember how I took the ore and beat someone's head in with it?
yeah.
Yeah, we're molding that into a spear for me.
Yeah, Seeking Path is making it for you.
Oh yeah.
And with the help of Shadia, since she knows a lot about this, she's familiar with the actual item. And Seeking Path also gives to Wu his notes on the triad. There's Wu. All right, Wu. He has his headphones off. He's not even paying attention. Hey, Wu, you got a booger. Look at your booger. You got a booger nose. It's not even looking. All right, put on your headphones, Wu. Okay, anybody do anything with okay, Professor Broken River? Anyone? Mark, did you know talk to the Red Talon Arun at all, or?
probably just spending time with Liam. Since most likely I won't be there to be a mother for him. So
Good thing he has a father.
well, I guess his problems are solved. She'll be dead.
Maybe, I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. And let's see here.
I'm absolutely gonna have a heart to heart with Treasured Guest before he dies. By the way,
Okay, he's the first one, man.
in fact, I do. In fact, I think that I am mandated by my flaw of having a ward to ask him if he's sure he wants to do this, and if he doesn't, try to help him escape.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think he will want to
He
escape.
just disappeared. And he will do. He will do the. I like that idea. I think he will do. He will do the gift to. He will do the gift to Phil and Bob.
Phil and Bob.
All right.
Hey,
Arthur's the new world.
Okay. Because that would be fun in like a few years. We decide to do like a Harrogate Part 2, take place in modern nights. That would be fun to. You guys come back from the dead.
If Phil has the spear of death, then we'll wrap the clave up then with Liam
Okay.
and send it on its Fianna way.
yeah, I'm really not sure how good it's going to be, but I kind of like the idea of having the Spear of Death. And it's more catchy.
It sounds like you can write the stats up yourself, so make it good.
Yeah.
All right. Other than that,
Did anything come out of the talk with my Wendigo friend?
Oh, with Sacred Ghost? Because you're going to be, you said you're going to be Umbraside.
Yep. Which is the name of my new metal band, Umbraside.
What is your What kind of information are you trying to get to kind of glean?
I'm just making sure he's cool with, like, does he need anything? Make sure he's just cool. Like, yeah.
I mean, for him, he's like, during the ritual, it's not a sacrifice to this. He's not guaranteed that he's going to die on this.
No, I'm saying, does he have everything he needs for the ritual?
Right.
Like, is there anything else, any assistance he's going to need, anything along those lines? Should we actually be posting up Woo with Sacred Ghost to ensure that nothing's getting to Sacred Ghost while he's performing the ritual? Right.
Right. Yeah. So having him be,
is he going to be protected?
right. So yeah, we'll have to have him be on. That's a good idea. Having Wu protect Sacred Ghost. I'll write that down. I'm writing notes here. So.
And then, did you see the post I sent you? Did you actually look at the Eye of the Storm? Is that something that I might be able to use, Umbral side?
I saw that. So basically, what it does, it just calms things around the area.
Yeah, it just creates a calmness within a storm.
All right. From the fury that surrounds the Yes. So if there's anything specifically with the storm, so there wouldn't be any like storm damage happening. So it'd just be the attacks of, that would be fine. That'd be a good idea. That'll protect you and Kate.
Yep.
And any other gear that are in their area. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, if any of the legends have any advice on me staying alive, I'd gladly take it. Or any gifts or items, but otherwise, I think I don't need anything from the legends at the moment.
Okay.
Your boots of speed.
What's that?
He needs his boots of speed.
Mm-hmm. I think the only Ragabashes that are in that group are Caboose. Is Caboose really the only Ragabash that was the whole time? You'd figure there'd be more Ragabashes alive.
Yeah, you would think so.
Yeah. All right.
Fuckers just get themselves in trouble.
Yeah, just me and Caboose.
And Kate.
Yeah, me and Caboose.
All right.
Is there any spirits that heal? That would be helpful.
No.
Spirit of healing.
Like, because it doesn't. What?
No, there's no spirit of healing.
I'm just saying that like if they do Mother's Touch, or if there's, I'm just out loud. I'm saying something that would be helpful is.
Yeah, Chaska's the only one that's going to be able to benefit from other stuff.
And it's literally a mother's touch.
That's true.
Well done.
Is Kate a MILF?
Mother's Touch, Pornhub.com.
Yeah, I'll do a little bit of research too on the spirit side of that. I mean, there's going to be some thurges from other camps and stuff and other cairns should be there anyway. So I'll put in some rolls in advance for that.
Well, the Shitter Wolf will be there, and Ben Grabish will obviously be out front.
And grab ass.
Ben Grabass.
Are there any other lost NPCs or lost PCs?
PCs or NPCs? PCs?
Either that are still there that we haven't referenced in a while.
Yep, there's one, but we just kind of lost the steam on it. There was still one other guy.
Would you be talking about Adam's mummy?
No, he's still Nick. So Nicholas Cuts the Brave, the master of the challenge. You guys didn't really talk about him, but he kind of disappeared. So,
is Gurman still around?
Who?
The Breaker of Shadows. Can I remember him?
Dana Boshar.
Was it? And also in terms of PCs, there was was it Burning Pine? Was that his name?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Shitter. Isn't there a Shitter Wolf that's gonna help us?
Yeah. I don't think. Yeah. So Felix Wainwright. Yeah. Agatha Silver. No, that was it.
Can we bring Ted back around?
No, he died.
Oh.
Did he?
Did he?
I never saw the body. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Speaking
we
of,
just saw the hand.
don't
He
we
got
have
turned
a?
to stone or something.
It could have been anyone's hand.
Yeah, wasn't that Madam Givens that like fucking axed him?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So about what's gonna happen if anyone survives. I know it might be moot, but we promised it to Madam Givens, or we promised to invite her in. Do we have any kind of other strategy other than just giving it to her?
I figured just let it.
Should we or do we?
We don't care. Hand in the air if you don't care.
Oh.
What's the worst that could happen?
Just let her have it. Why does it matter anymore?
That doesn't sound very Black Fury-ish.
Yeah, it's amazing that we're doing all this like save the Garu nations, and after that, who cares?
Well, it's kind of like, after the World Series or whatever, you go take a break for a bit and then you get back in it next year.
The World Series doesn't kill people.
Tell that to the people in Detroit.
We're going to invent baseball. That's what we're going to do, RB.
There's money in that, I gotta say.
That sounds like a good idea.
That baseball already exists, so too bad.
Ah, shite.
Well, then you invent a time machine, then invent baseball.
All right, everybody give yourself 4 experience. I can't think of any renown. I think we did all your renown last episode.
What? I wasn't here last episode.
That's too bad.
Oh,
You had to watch. You had to go watch your little game.
Was any wisdom? Didn't wisdom occur, or we'll know when wisdom occurs if we win?
Yeah.
Barney, how about the whole sleeping legend thing? Bringing that up to treasured guess.
that does sound pretty wise to me.
Very wise.
All right, give everybody 1 wisdom. How about that? And I'm just excited that there's that. I'm just looking back on all the. So, 2019 is the year of the ending of things. You got the ending of Game of Thrones, Avengers, Star Wars.
Just one phase of Avengers. There's more Avengers coming.
No, yeah, but
No, it's done. Disney's like, yeah, we rode this Marvel thing out as much as we can.
There's already a Spider-Man movie coming out in like 2 months.
Yeah, there's totally going to be a fucking origin story for the Avengers again. Come on.
I'm so excited to see some. I'm just happy to say that I can watch YouTube and read Facebook now since I watched the Avengers. So,
Arnie, is there any honor for being awarded a Grand Claw?
You weren't really awarded it. He's like, yeah, you can have it.
He's like, I'm not going to need it anymore. Let me see.
Yeah, actually, wait, discovering a fetish.
Yeah. I mean, you're 5th rank. You really don't need any more.
If you guys want to discover a fetish, I can bring a few up right now.
No, glory. I don't need anymore. Honor. I'm looking to hopefully get 10 by the end of the end of this.
10 honor?
Creating a fetish. No. Owning a clay warbow. Okay. Owning a powerful war fetish. Grand clay. Oh, awarded once, only after 3 moons of use. No, so yeah.
God damn it.
God damn it.
That's just so that you can't like pass it around the tribe and be like,
There you go, dude.
There you go. You have to know.
You get the honor for it.
And I'm wondering if they put that in there because maybe some players were like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, someone was abusing the rule.
Yeah. After 3 moons of use, you can. Yeah.
Sweet.
Oh, how about preparing to die, protecting the world from the storm eater?
That's what you guys do every day.
Damn it.
Yeah, I don't think we
Yeah,
do
we've been doing that
until we
all
actually
season.
die.
Yeah.
But just remember, it is extreme valor in the face of death is 1 glory, 1 honor. Surviving an incapacitating wound is 1 glory. And then what was the other one? Well, so this has never been a problem for Kate refusing a mate.
Oh, zing!
Wait,
Wow.
Didn't she just
Kate,
dump
lose
her-
1 glory for that comment.
It's so hot and steamy down there.
Didn't she dump her baby mama? Doesn't that count as loss of
Yeah, that'd be baby daddy. That'd be
Sorry.
baby daddy.
My gender dynamics are askew. What about lying in the face of extreme adversity? Shouldn't we all lose some honor? That's somewhere on here. Losing honor for lying to the professor about having killed the vampire.
First of all, Kate wasn't there for that, so that's your guys' problem.
I think you already lost the honor for that anyway.
Oh.
No one knew about that.
What about Kate and Bob bumping uglies? I know the term's weird because all sides of Bob is ugly. But they should lose some honor.
Unless there's a baby actually conceived, no. It's not mating.
Oh, five glory for those who die defending the Cairn.
Nice.
Shitload of good that'll do.
Oh, and then 7 glory for defeating the very powerful threat, sacrificing oneself to save the Cairn and its defender.
7 glory, 7 honor for death for Gaia.
Yeah, can Phil just get that now?
What about ending a threat without serious harm to any Garu, which is putting the box over my mother's head for wisdom?
No, that wouldn't call that a threat.
Dude, she was going to tear everything apart.
No, she wasn't. Anything you can wear with a box over its head is not a threat.
And I'll see you guys in a week.
All right. Take care, all.
All right, I'll see you.
All right. See y'all.
Later.